Hey guys, so today I'm going to be talking about low sensitivity again. I have a couple videos about low and high sense, but I recently lowered my sense again. So I lowered it from 0.325 to 0.3, and the reason that I lowered it, I actually really like 0.325, but the reason that I lowered it is because I found myself like just being inconsistent. I would over flick a lot, and I find that interesting because I come from a higher sense, so over flicking on a lower sense like 0.325 seemed kind of unusual for me. But I lowered my sense to 0.3 yesterday while I was aiming, and or while I was warming up here. And after I did that, I started like flicking on almost like exactly onto their heads. So this video isn't a guide suggesting you to swap to lower sense, but I'll tell you some of the pros of it for sure. So first, let's start with some of the cons, actually, because the cons are far outweighed by the benefits of low sense, in my opinion. But we'll get those out of the way real quick. So the negatives or the downsides of having a lower sensitivity are mainly just that you have to use more of your mouse pad to turn, so you can't use like one full swipe to do a 360. You have to do more depending on how big your mouse pad is. It's also harder to hit long flicks, but usually long flicks aren't that important to hit. Like usually you can get away with just like, adjusting your aim and then hitting or then shooting. So those are the main downsides of lower sense. And so the main benefits are you're gonna be much more in touch with your aim. You're gonna be much more smooth to flick onto heads like that. See how I'm literally just on their heads almost always as soon as I flick. So and so also like micro flicking is very easy because you're very in tune with your mouse. Like I don't know how to. It's kind of hard to put into words actually. Like just how much physical space on your mouse pad translate into the game. Like how much you move your actual crosshair. It's much like smoother, much easier. I don't know what other words to use or how else to put it. But if you guys have been using a low sense for a while, comment below and let me know if you guys have a better way of explaining it. So again, you see that when I flick, my aim is very like close. Even though I'm missing here, I'm very close to the head. Whereas if I'm playing with the higher sense, like for example 0.325, which isn't a high, excuse me, isn't a high sense. Also, this sense isn't even really that low. It's kind of low, but there's definitely lower sensitivities that people and pros play on. But yeah, in higher sense, I would just like flick off like this, and then I have to see how far I flick off here, and then I have to flick it back to the left. Whereas with this, I just flick like really close to their head, and I don't have to like worry about it, right? So, but yeah, so hopefully this makes a lot of sense. So if you guys want to swap your sense to a low sense, the way that you can practice doing this is just coming here into the range, doing this, and usually I tell people you can just track with your crosshair, try to keep it on the bot's head. And then try moving different distances. This is one short, quick way you can practice. Just keep doing that. And if you're going too rapidly and you can't really keep your crosshair on, your sense is probably too high. Your sense could also be too low, but and just for this video, I'm gonna assume that your sense is probably too high. So other than that, we can do these different practices here. So we have the speed column, we have the streak column. My favorite is the streak column just because it's a little less frustrating than the speed column, and also this helps you learn how to flick. So we'll go ahead and do one of these just for fun, because why not? See, it's harder for me to turn for long, and I don't know what that is. I don't know why I'm doing that, but I'm lucky. So I know it's not my best performance, but you guys did see not every flick that I made was perfect, but a lot of them I was like directly on their head, and I didn't have to like micro adjust at all. And by that I mean like whenever I flick, I just flick direct to their head like this instead of flicking like this and then having to flick onto their head. So I just flick like perfectly onto it. And it's not perfect, obviously. I'm also not warmed up. I haven't been playing a lot of Valorant in the recent days, so that also kind of makes sense for why I'm not performing very well. Also, someone literally just subscribed, or not subscribed, someone literally just followed my Twitch. If you guys want to follow my Twitch, it'll be in the description below. I haven't streamed on there very much recently, but if I ever do stream, you might as well follow me now, right? I'll probably play some comp or, you know, maybe like a live coaching session. So if you guys would like that, please follow my Twitch in the description. But yeah, other than that, I believe this is going to wrap up the video. If you guys want to change your Sens, do it in increments. By that, I mean you want to go by like 0.31. So if you're 0.31, do that. Or if you're at 0.31, go down to 0.3. And if you're 0.3, go down to 0.29 if you want to keep going down. If you're at 0.4, go to 0.39 if you want to go down. Again, you don't have to go down if you really do prefer a high sensitivity. The person that I coached today, he's like 0.485, I think, which is a really high sense. But if that's you, then that's you, right? Like, you don't really need to worry about it. But if you are whiffing and you're inconsistent with that sensitivity, maybe lower it, you know? So yeah, that's gonna wrap up the video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Stay sexy.